The old clock ticked quietly in the corner of the small kitchen. The morning sun filtered through the dusty curtains, falling on a frail woman's trembling hands as she placed a small plate on the table. It had only a few spoons of rice and one dry piece of bread. Her face carried the soft wrinkles of time, but her eyes, though dim with age, still held love. She looked toward her son, sitting across from her, scrolling on his phone, oblivious to her gentle presence. "Arjun," she said softly, almost whispering, "can I have a little more rice? I didn't eat since last night." Her voice was kind, careful, as if she were asking permission rather than a meal. Arjun didn't even look up. He sighed, annoyed. "There's no more, Ma. Stop asking. You already eat enough." Her lips quivered. She looked at the almost empty pot on the stove. There was still a little left. She had seen it. "Just a little beta," she pleaded, her tone fragile but loving. Before she could finish, he slammed his phone on the table, grabbed a glass of water, and splashed it across her face. The cold water dripped down her cheeks, soaking her gray hair. She froze, eyes wide, lips trembling. The room fell silent except for the sound of the water hitting the floor. "You never stop asking!" Arjun shouted. "You think money and food grow on trees?" She looked at him, her heart breaking, not because of the water, but because of the hatred in the voice of the child she had once rocked to sleep. CTA first, if this moment touched your heart, please pause for a second. Like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Whispers of Kindness for more real, emotional stories that remind us what love truly means. She didn't respond. She simply wiped her face with the corner of her old cotton sari, whispering a quiet, "I'm sorry." Then she turned away, back to the kitchen corner, where a small plant grew in a cracked pot. She touched its leaves gently, as if finding comfort in something that couldn't hurt her back. Arjun didn't always used to be like this. Years ago, he was her world, a boy who held her hand while crossing the road, who promised to buy her a big house one day, but time changed him. After his father died, the world's weight fell too heavily on his young shoulders, struggles hardened him, money became his god, success his only measure of worth. Somewhere along the way, he stopped seeing his mother as love, and started seeing her as a burden. Every morning she cleaned his room, cooked his meals, ironed his shirts, and prayed quietly for him. But Arjun never noticed. He was always in a rush, always chasing something that left him emptier each day. That day, after the water incident, she didn't touch food. She sat quietly by the window, looking at the street outside where children were laughing with their mothers. The noise reminded her of a time long gone, the time when Arjun used to run into her arms after school, his smile brighter than the sun. That night, Arjun came home late from work. He saw the plate still on the table, untouched, and his mother sitting on the chair, asleep. The lights flickered dimly, shadows falling softly across her face. Something in his chest stirred, a brief flicker of guilt, but he brushed it off. "Why is she sleeping here?" he muttered, stepping past her. The next morning, the house was unusually quiet. No sound of her soft footsteps, no smell of breakfast, no gentle voice calling his name. He checked her room. It was empty. On the table was a folded piece of paper with her trembling handwriting. "My dear Arjun, I'm sorry for always asking. I never wanted to trouble you. I just wanted to sit beside you and share a meal like old times. Don't worry, I'll find a way to manage. Take care of yourself. Love, Ma." The note fell from his hands. Panic rose in his chest. He searched everywhere, outside, the house, down the lane, at the small temple she often visited. But she was nowhere. Days turned into weeks. Arjun's house felt like a hollow shell without her presence. The meals tasted bland. The silence screamed. He'd sit alone, staring at her chair, hearing echoes of her laughter that no longer existed. He started missing the small things. The way she folded his clothes, her habit of humming while cooking, her wrinkled fingers fixing the loose buttons on his shirt. Regret became his shadow. One rainy afternoon, Arjun drove through the old part of the city, his heart heavy. He stopped at a roadside tea stall to escape the storm. There, through the misty rain, he saw her. His mother, wearing the same faded sari, was serving tea to customers at the stall. Her hands shook slightly, but she smiled gently at everyone who came. Arjun froze. For a moment he couldn't breathe. His throat tightened as he walked closer. "Ma?" he whispered, his voice trembling. She looked up. Her eyes widened. For a second there was disbelief, then a soft sadness settled in. "Arjun," He stood there drenched, words stuck in his throat. "Why are you here?" he finally managed. "I didn't want to burden you," she said quietly. "The owner here lets me work for food. It's enough for me." The rain poured harder. He couldn't hold it anymore. He fell to his knees on the muddy ground, tears mixing with the rain. "I'm sorry, Ma," he cried. "I was blind. I forgot everything you did for me. I hurt you when all you wanted was love." She knelt down beside him, placing her trembling hand on his head. "You're my son," she whispered. "A mother's heart forgives even before the child asks." He looked up at her, her kindness piercing through his shame. That day he took her home. But this time, things changed. He didn't let her work or serve him anymore. He cooked for her, he cleaned, he laughed with her. Every morning he placed fresh flowers by her bedside, just the way she liked them. The walls that once echoed with silence now echoed with laughter. One evening, as the sun set in golden hues, Arjun sat beside her on the porch. He handed her a cup of tea, just like she used to make for him. "Ma," he said softly, "thank you for forgiving me." She smiled faintly. "Love isn't about forgetting mistakes, Arjun. It's about remembering the person behind them." He held her hand tightly, a silent promise forming in his heart, to never let her feel alone again.